Okay, everybody, now that we're done with the first part of the project, this was reviewing our lines, writing the vocabulary word, and if you did some extra drawings of the pictures of putting the lines together, that was the first part, just to review and get familiar with our lines once again. Now, your project, this is the actual project part. And that part of the assignment, and in combination of starting to draw this to its completion, is actually 2 weeks. So this project is a 2-week project. I don't want you to feel like you have to complete this whole thing all at once. I'm going to take you through step by step. I'm going to go a little quick here because I don't want to waste too much time with a video on it, that it's going to be a very long video then for you to watch. But I want you to follow along, and you're going to create your own, and again, work on it little by little when you have the time, and it will be due in 2 weeks, especially because you're going to have to go and color this as well on your own. Okay, so what we're going to be making now is a line seascape. And I know we've talked about different kind of scapes. Scapes are pictures of something, okay, usually of outside. So a cityscape is a picture of a city. A landscape is the picture of a land. Well, we're going to do a seascape, which is the picture of the sea or the ocean. And this is going to be a little bit different now because we're going to use lines within our waves. So it's going to look really cool and interesting. Don't worry. We're going to divide now our seascape and our water into 7 sections because we have 7 lines. So what I did right now, this is to show you your paper. Your paper should be vertical. I want you to hold it vertically. That means it's up and down. Okay, we're going to start at the bottom. Now, we're going to make, this is, again, the water is our focus. So I want you to make not a super crazy wavy line. It could actually just be more like a crooked line, but it can be considered our wavy line going across. Now, it doesn't have to be perfect as if it were in stripes. I want it to go kind of on an angle or diagonal in some kind of way. That'll make it more interesting. So I'm going to make my first section of the wave down here. So say maybe I actually go up with a curve and I come down like that. That is where I'm going to put my first type of line. Now, remember, we have 7 lines to use. So I want you to choose, again, I'll just do it down here very quickly. We have our vertical line, our horizontal line, diagonal lines, and you could use both either together or you can do it separately. Zigzag, wavy, curve, and again, my curves, I have 4 to choose from, and I'm going to put the loopy over here, okay? I don't want to go out of the video screen. Okay, so those are my 7 lines I can use. So in this first section, I want you to pick one of these types of lines to use. Which one are you going to pick? Which one am I going to pick? I don't want you to copy me. I want you to create this and do this on your own. I'm just going to do one for now as an example to show you. So say I want to take my, I will pick my zigzag line. So in this section here, this is my first section of what the wave will be. I'm going to do some zigzag lines. Now, you could do it fully going all the way across if you'd like. You could do little zigzags in different areas. As long as you practice doing, you got it, zigzag. You can make it long, you can make it short, you can make them look really jagged. I don't mind. I just want you to fill up your bottom area here with a type of line. A line, if you chose the zigzag, again, you're making it in all different ways. But again, you don't have to pick the zigzag. You could pick any type of line that you want to. Now that I chose my zigzag though, I'll go back and redraw, but I would erase it because guess what? I don't want to use that one again. Once you use a line, I don't want you to repeat it. I want it just on its own. Okay, so I use zigzag there. I'm gonna go and put this back because maybe you didn't pick the zigzag. So I just wanted you to see what's available to you. Okay, I'm gonna go and do the next wave, the next part. So this was my first line. Now maybe I want this wave. I want to start up here, and I am gonna use a wavy line again to divide it up, and I'm gonna pick another type of line. Maybe this area here, I want to use my curve lines. So I could go inside now and I can make letter C, backwards C, the down curve, the up curve. I can make it look like bubbles. I could do it all different ways. You want to go in a pattern? Maybe you want your wave to go in a pattern. There's so many different ways and I want you to be creative with this. I'm not going to finish it because I want you to pick something different on your own if you were picking the curve line. Go in and you're going to make another dividing line. Maybe I'm going to stretch this one out. And I come down in this section. So I have 1, 2, this is my third section now. So I use my third type of line. And I'm going to go in, I'm going to show you how you would do a vertical. Now, sometimes when you get going with vertical and horizontal lines, because we're going across and it's wavy, it's a little hard and you start to put it on an angle. Be careful not to do that. Really try your very best to keep your hands steady from line to line. So I always, if you're doing that, starting in the middle is easier. So if I start in the middle, I make sure that's my straight vertical line. And again, I can make long vertical lines. I don't want to go crooked or I wouldn't go like this because now look, that's not vertical anymore. That now became a diagonal line and it's in the vertical section. So that's what I'm talking about. That's what I want you to be careful of not to do. And make sure you go, I would have to go top down, even though I have a wavy line as my guideline, you have to make sure you keep it vertical. Okay, and again, you can make them close together, long or short, spread them out. It doesn't matter, it's up to you. Okay, we want to stop, we have to leave some room for the boat. So just keep that in mind that I'm gonna have to stop at about the top part of my paper here. So I have 1, 2, 3, let's go on to the fourth section. My fourth section, you know what, maybe I just only want to come down. I'm running out because I'm already kind of getting to the top. This could be the next part of my wave in here. So I used, you know what, just not to confuse you by erasing anything, I know you can make a checklist on a separate piece of paper. I used my zigzag, I'm not going to use that again. I used my curve and I used my vertical. I'm going to go in this spot over here and maybe I want to do my horizontal line. So I'm going to go, and I could do little short horizontal lines or long horizontal lines, whichever way you want. Okay, but as long, again, as it goes side to side. So that is my fourth line that I used. I have room now on this side. I'm going to come with my wave over here. Maybe I would make it touch to there. And maybe I want to put my loopy line. I can make loops in lots of different ways. Okay, up and around and down. And I would make my loopy line. I still have diagonal and I have my wavy. My diagonal, so again, now, well, actually too, you know what? I'll let you even, if you're running out of room because you maybe made it too big, I'll let you consider, as long as you make a wavy line in here, that's fine. You don't have to make a separate section for it if you don't want to. If you have plenty of room, that's okay. You could go in and make more room. Okay, so I'm gonna go here with my wavy line, and you know what? I'm gonna continue that. I'm gonna continue my wave. So I used my wave. And finally, my last kind of line is my diagonal. Now, I need room. Now I have plenty of room for my boat, and I'm gonna do one last section. And I'm gonna make the top part of that wave. The wave is like a crest. It's called a crest as it like kind of swoops up and over in actually a curved direction. So as I do this, I'm gonna come up, I'm gonna go like that. And then I come back down, and I go up, and this is up, and it's like a curve. And that is my top of the wave, the crest. And in this last section now, I only have one line that I have left to use, which is my diagonal. Now again, I can do all in the same direction. I could go diagonal left all the way, or I could go diagonal to the right all the way, or you can mix it up and it'll look like crisscrosses. Whatever you want. I'm gonna keep mine just going diagonal down to the left. Get long or short, that's up to you. Okay, so now within the top of my wave, I need to fit in a boat. And my boat is just going to be a very simple boat. I'm going to put my boat riding along. Wherever you have room, I can make it kind of go this way. I'm going to make my boat. So I'm going to go across with a horizontal line because I just have a little bit more of an open space here because I like how I have my crests over there. And I have my boat over here, and the boat, this wave can kind of look like it's overlapping it a little bit. So I have my horizontal line, and then the bottom of my boat is an up curve. I would have the middle of my boat with a vertical line, and it's kind of like a sailboat. I'm just going to do a very simple sailboat riding in my ocean over here, okay? Just a little extra added detail. And the rest of this is now the sky. It's what's in the background, and it's the sky. So what I want you to do next now, after you do this whole thing with your lines in pencil, is coloring it. If you have, I'm going to let you color this any way you want. I would like it though, if you outline these lines, because that is the focus of our project, I would like you to outline it in black. I want it to be popping out, or a very, very dark blue. So you could go in and outline it in black, a dark blue, to again, once again, stand out to everybody, okay? Because that is the focus of this project, are lines. Everything else can be colored in different kinds of blues. Now, if you have crayons, you can just color it in, outline the dividing lines with one color blue crayon, and then you could color it in lightly, okay, over it in the background of it. You can, if you have watercolors, maybe you have watercolor paints at home that you love to use, you can watercolor this. But just be careful, if you go and watercolor, you have to do that first, because watercolor going on top of marker will make the marker run and bleed. So just be careful. If you're going to do watercolor, then you have to do that first, let it dry, and then trace over it with your marker or crayon, really, too. Okay, so I'm just going to have, with my dry erase, I really don't have very many colors to choose from, but I'm just going to show you here. So I would go and, you know what, say I had my blue. I'm going to outline this where I started. I can outline this in a dark blue. Now, if you have one of those crayon packs that have lots of different color blues, that's really great if you have a lot. And then I have another kind of blue here, a little bit of a lighter turquoise blue. So actually I'm going to erase this because it's going to make my marker dirty. So I'm just going to erase that, but I'll go back and redraw it. So now I can outline, just so you understand what I'm talking about, I can outline it in one color blue and then choose a second color blue that's different and outline it. If you don't have the same color, different color blues, that's fine too. You can just press harder. How hard you press on your crayon can give a totally different look. So again, I'm going to leave this up to you of how you would like to color it with your blues, whether you have crayons, colored pencils, markers, or watercolors. I'm very excited and eager to see everything that you can create. I'm going to include a picture of my finished product. And again, once again, I want to remind you that this is a 2-week project. So take your time with it. It doesn't have to be due all at once. And when you are finished, please upload it to Teams assignments. We're not going to put it in an email anymore or a post or a chat or anything like that. It's going to go right into your Teams assignment folder. That way it stays with your name, and as a class it stays organized. I can give you feedback on the side, and remember, I'm going to give you that feedback or my comment when I return it to you. It's exactly like we were in school. I would make a comment or grade on the back and return it home to you. So if it gets returned, I don't want you to feel like something is wrong with it. I just want you to see that I got to see your artwork, and I'm acknowledging that I took a look and was able to see what you created. Okay, so I'm very eager to see what you all make. I'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye, everybody. Thank you.